Wellington City Mission has been helping people in need in the Greater Wellington region for over 110 years. We want to share how we join with people on their journey every day as they find new direction that helps them enrich their lives.
The way that we empower the families is by helping them to set realistic goals, and I do believe that worked really well with Carissa and her family members because they've all come so far.
Most parents would say they couldn't care less if they went hungry. They couldn't care less if they had holey shoes or holey clothes, but their children, that's what matters to people. After I got pregnant, I got so sick, and then when he was born so early, and I had no help, I had no family, and being torn between a child in Wellington Hospital and my two children in Upper Hart, but then knowing someone was going to come and they were just going to help me out with a few things, you feel like someone's on your side, someone's there helping you, standing right beside you. My experience with the mission has meant that now I'm in a position to ensure my house runs a lot smoother. A huge weight off my shoulders, trust me.
Ryan came to our program with quite a lot of challenges, but it's incredible to see the changes that he has made and the pathway and the journey that he's gone on.
I guess I didn't know where I was going or what I was supposed to be doing, so I kind of got into the illegal things like stealing cars, and a lot of family drama, a lot of family issues as well. It gave me something to do and something to work towards, and then work on a few personal issues. There was quite a bit of work with the family as well. After a while, it opened up a little bit more, and before you knew it, I was getting along with the staff and the other students. It's been 10 years since I left the mission. I'm doing landscaping at the moment, and I'm slowly getting some tools together to go out on my own. Things would have definitely turned out quite different if I didn't come here. I was on the edge of going down that way or going down another way, so good timing, yeah.
We help people sort out their budget, negotiate with creditors. We give them some education around how their budget should be working, to live within their means and save for the future.
I'd been living without power for over a year, nearly close to a year and a half. It was so hard, and there were some really dark days. Depression set in. I suffered from some major health issues, and so I went to the Wellington City Mission and haven't looked back since. I learned how to budget and to have savings, so I don't need to worry about someone coming in and cutting off my power anymore. So I feel like a new person. I'm living healthy again and having self-respect come back and having that hope as well. And if I didn't have the power, I'd most probably be dead. And I think the City Mission has given that hope and that life back to me. So yeah, my future looks bright.
Part of my role here at the Wellington City Mission is the Community Services Advocate. Means that when people first come into the mission, I'm the person they usually talk to if they require support, and I'm part of what's called the Street Outreach Team, which is a cross-agency collaboration of social services in the Wellington City, where we kind of walk the streets, checking in on those rough sleeping or begging. There's not a lot of housing, and housing is expensive, particularly for those on a low income. It's not being able to have a place to sleep at night can be quite traumatic and stressful, and so yeah, there's lots of talking with people and making sure they know that they can call on me if they need anything. Sometimes that looks like going down to work and income and supporting someone trying to get the right benefit or entitlements, helping people move into a property and sustain a tenancy and have a warm place to go home, and as we talk about in the mission, experiencing the fullness of life.
Raymond is the lead volunteer in the drop-in centre kitchen. He relates really well with his fellow volunteers, equally so with the guests, and yeah, he just really knows his place here in the drop-in centre.
Challenges I used to face was how empty life was to me, you know, that I felt useless, I felt hopeless in life. I used to see a lot of people they were dying through alcohol and drugs, which also gave me the courage to get off the streets and do everything else that I needed to do to try and improve my life. I just followed God's path, and it just led me in a place like the City Mission. And it's pretty obvious that it is my mission to be here, you know. In other words, life is good. And it's because of all the support that I've had with the staff members and all the guests that are in here, you know. And I'm just hoping that everybody can get to that point. If they can find their own path, then they'll know there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Because anything can be achieved if they put their mind to it.
The program's for people in their senior years, so it starts with them sorting out what they want and then us helping to either problem solve or empower them or use some advocacy on their behalf, but it's about them really, it's person-centred.
I was really afraid of the surgery that was before me. I'd have to be thinking, I've got to go to that appointment by myself. Will I be able to absorb it all? I needed the other person to be there as a support, to be able to debrief, to go over it so that I could then process it and feel at peace about it, and then move on to the next step. Just made me feel more confident and I felt more empowered. I'm very grateful for that. Extremely grateful. What bigger word is there?
Once residents settle into their home at KEMP, they often have a sense of relief. We acknowledge that whānau and friends play a significant role in their lives. They become part of KEMP Homes whānau.
As you get older, you probably lose your independence to some degree. You know, sort of physically, there's things you're not able to do, and I think small tasks get magnified. And I think Mum reluctantly accepted that, and so she opted to come to KEMP. When Mum was living alone, you know, she once fell over and broke her hip. You know, those sorts of things for an elderly person are really quite frightening for family. I think that reassurance that we had when Mum was living at KEMP was really something quite valuable and quite precious. We had a very nice send-off here, you know, she was leaving a place where she'd been very comfortable and well looked after, so lovely final gesture.
That's just a small portion of the work the mission staff are involved with every day. Ultimately, our vision is to see families and individuals across Greater Wellington empowered, transformed and experiencing fullness of life. We hope that you'll join with us.